Chapter 18, Wendy's Choice. There are moments that split time. Not with clocks, but with choices. This was one of them. Anchor Tower, the chamber of unmaking. Wendy awoke in chains made of memory. They weren't cold. They weren't heavy. They were familiar. Each vine that wrapped around her wrists hummed with echoes. Her mother's lullaby, her brother's laughter, Peter's voice whispering her name. That's what made them so hard to fight. She sat on an altar of stone shaped like a cradle. The floor below her pulsed with golden light, fed by veins of belladonna running through the tower. And overhead, the sky had broken wide open. The stars were falling. Across the chamber stood Hook, clad in robes of white thread and black glass, his left hand glowing faintly where the claw had once been. His face was calm, peaceful even, as though he were finally home. Wendigo stood beside him like a statue. She hadn't moved since Wendy woke. "Good," Hook said. "You're awake." Wendy didn't reply. He stepped closer. "You understand now, don't you, why this must happen?" "You're going to kill me," she said flatly. Hook smiled softly. "No, I'm going to fold you back in. The island doesn't need duplicates, it needs resolution." "And then you become Peter," she said. "No," he replied, "I become better." Outside the jungle edge, Peter stood before his army. What remained of the lost boys, those who hadn't run, those who hadn't forgotten? Kale at his side, blade drawn. Above them the sky trembled. Peter looked out at them and said nothing. He simply opened his arms, and the wind returned. It wrapped around his body, not to lift him but to push him forward. "I'm not your king," he said. "I'm not your savior, I'm just the boy who stayed." He looked at them. "She's the girl who came back." And then he charged. And they followed. Inside the tower, Wendy looked at Wendigo. "You don't have to do this." Wendigo blinked. "I'm not you." "No," Wendy said. "You're almost me. You remember enough, you feel enough. That's why you're hesitating." Wendigo's lips twitched. Hook watched quietly. Don't listen to her, she was made to fracture. But Wendy didn't speak to him. She only looked at her other self. "I forgive you," she whispered. Wendigo's hands trembled. And then, she reached for Wendy's chains. Hook raised his hand. Too late. The door exploded inward. "Peter!" Sword blazing, eyes wild, blood on his shirt. Behind him, chaos, never beasts screaming, lost boys clashing with constructs, the tower beginning to fall apart. Hook bared his teeth. No. He lunged for Wendy. But Wendigo turned and caught his arm. Their eyes met. "You were never worthy," she whispered. And she shoved him into the altar's core. The shattering, light, heat, sound, the belladonna exploded. Not violently, not fire, memory. It burst through the tower like a tidal wave, every forgotten name, every buried truth, every shadowed smile. It filled the sky, the sea, the forest. And with it, Neverland shook. Peter grabbed Wendy as the altar collapsed. Wendigo stood in the center of the light, arms wide, eyes calm. She looked at Wendy one last time and smiled. "Behold." Then she vanished. Later, Wendy awoke at the edge of the sea. The tower gone. The sky whole again. The stars quiet. Peter sat beside her, bruised, silent. "She made the choice," he said. Wendy nodded. "So did I." He looked at her. "Are you okay?" "No," she whispered, "but I will be." They stood. And far across the island where the tower had stood, flowers began to grow.